What is going on, everybody? It is July 1st, 2024. It's your boy Julian Stoutt, licensed personal trainer, licensed PE teacher, world record powerlifter, here to take the fear out of fitness. We're about to take off and class is in session. Here's the deal. I'm not even going to waste any time because I don't have time today because I got a lot of things going on today. So I'm going to get right to it. I was on a Facebook page with a friend of mine. Well, it's a friend of mine's Facebook page. And he shared this reel. And it made me start thinking. And then, lo and behold, over the weekend, another Facebook reel came out. And it involves a young lady. The young lady, she's a young lady to me because she's 34, who basically burst into tears because the host of the show basically told her she's too big, she's too heavy. But I'm not going to get into the ultimate specifics of it until we get to it. But one of the things that I've noticed lately is a lack of self-esteem across the board in a lot of cases, but particularly in the Black community. And I'm going to say why. How do I know this? Because if you felt good about yourself, if you felt in high regards of who you are and what you are, there's a lot of things that I see us doing collectively, not as a whole, but as a collective, that should bring you pause if you had the level of dignity that we're supposed to have as a group. Okay? Far too many times people try to ostracize people who choose to look at themselves as a collective. That does not mean we think the same. But what it does mean is that there is a way of living that all of us should be meeting. So for instance, Jewish people move a certain way if they are Jewish. If they are of Jewish tradition, they move a certain way. Does not mean that they're richer, they're poorer, they're all kinds. Everybody falls into some level of the spectrum, right? So I don't want people turning around and coming for me and acting as though as I'm trying to paint a picture about a group of people, specifically negative. But what I'm saying is, when you see people move outside of the tradition, all of a sudden you're looked at, people look at you weird. If they find out you are of any type of origin and you're not moving that particular way. Now, that doesn't mean that another way of life does not influence you to become something else. For instance, Phil Jackson is a Buddhist. He's not Asian, right? But he took to the Buddhist religion and moves a certain way. As a result, he lives his life a certain way now. May not be that of a typical white man who's 6'9", but he found a system that he felt works for him, that is positive, and he's moving in that direction. But you will never see Phil Jackson debase himself, is what I'm getting at. And it's because Buddhism gave him a level of self-esteem to which he will not degrade himself for the sake of the entertainment of others and or the utilization from others, meaning they're using you, right? At least in a way where you don't want to be used. However, as I've said before about Sexy Red, who is now being brought up again, and for good reason, because like I told you, who invited her, right? I'm not going away from that. Who invited her? But it's that type of lifestyle, male and female, that as a person in the black community, we're wondering, what are you on? Why are you moving like this? And then worst of all is, why is people vibing to it? Why is it that people are suddenly finding themselves in a position that they feel a kinship to this vile ratchetry? We're not talking about coming up in the hood and seeing certain things and having to find your way to navigate those rough roads, and now because you've found a way out, you are appreciative of the life that you lived, that woke you up to get you out of the situation you find yourself in, to move different, to move better. That's different. Talking about how you used to live in order to survive is a whole different story than pure ratchetry. And we call it ratchetry. It's wretchedry, truth be told, but it's ratchetry. So I'm going to share this video with you and let you understand what it is that I see in the community also. And I'm going to tie it into this next video.
The biggest problem in Black America is low self-esteem. Somebody's watching this right now, can't help themselves. Who does he think he is? See, that's not... Somebody watching this just had to catch themselves. It's unconscious. It's self-hate. You don't know me. Why wouldn't you just be clapping? Oh, whatever he's doing, that's great. It's a signal for what I can do. Fantastic. Why would there be any hint of negativity? But if I have low self-esteem, hurt people. So if I don't like me, I'm not going to like you. Yeah. If I don't feel good about me, I'm not going to feel good about you. If I don't love me, I don't have a clue how to love you. And if I don't have a purpose in my life, I'll make your life a living hell. It's the biggest...
So, who do you think you are? Why is this important? Why am I bringing this up? Because I'm going to have to go back to the past in order to bring you to the future. Growing up as a kid, highly intelligent individual. I'm not saying that from my perspective. I'm saying that from the perspective of other people who have told me. Highly intelligent individual. But very immature in certain ways, because I was ahead of the curve in certain ways. Emotionally, I was not. Intellectually, I was, but emotionally, I was not. But at the same time, because of my emotional immaturity, people who had low self-esteem got in my head. And what I mean by that is, several people, male and female, had told me I wasn't all that. Why do you talk white? I don't even talk white. That's the funny part. I just speak properly with a bit of an accent, right? At least properly to a certain extent. When I'm being educational, I speak properly, but I can speak as hood as I want to when I want to. But the point is, because I was well educated and I spoke properly, I was told I quote unquote talk white. And when I was too young to counter back with anything of significance, to let people know that you're not going to make me feel less than because I'm speaking a way that is different from you in the setting that is most proper. When I'm talking to my family in the Virgin Islands, my accent comes out. When I'm talking to my friends from New York, my New York accent comes out. When I'm in an educational setting such as this right now that I'm talking to you in to educate you further, my educated tone comes out. The way I speak, the words that I use, the use of articulation is important to me at this point in time, because I don't want some people to understand me and others not to. Because if I start speaking in colloquialisms, then all of a sudden people get confused. They don't know what I'm talking about. Using the terminology Riz, the young kids might know that when I say I'm bringing out the Riz, but that doesn't mean that my contemporaries might not even know what that means. Meaning the people that are around my age might not know what that means. But because I teach and I work around young kids, these linguistics are things that I have to learn and pick up on. Or else communication within my classroom will then end up being a little bit suspect. I won't be able to pick up on the things that children are speaking on in my classroom without detection. Right? But over the years, people used to make me feel bad for being smart. Then what did I do? I'm telling you straight up, from 7th grade to about the middle of 10th grade, I wiped my behind with my education. I did not uplift myself. I did not push myself, all because other people started to make me feel less of myself. And when that time came, I then discovered fitness. And when I discovered fitness, it then started to slap me around and wake me up as to what I needed to be to love myself. I had to love myself enough to know that I'm willing to push myself further, because I knew I wasn't enough. But I had enough. I was low self-esteem on that level. But then when I started to gain the fitness, I still knew I wasn't enough in certain areas, but had enough self-esteem enough to know that there are aspects of me that was good enough. There was aspects of me that was good enough. I knew I was short. Self-esteem does not mean to be delusional. Self-esteem means to love oneself, not into a state of delusion. I'm not sitting here walking around acting like I'm the tallest man on the planet. That's delusional. I'm short. Ain't no getting around it. We ain't gonna pretend like I'm not short. You wanna know why? Another reason why I won't pretend like I'm short is because the people that know me knows I'm short. How dare I turn around and try to pretend like I'm something that I'm not? Which is also embarrassing, is to pretend like you done something or you are something that you will never ever be. You'll never be tall. Me, talking to me. You'll never be tall. You can be more intelligent. You can be more charismatic. You can be more engaging. You could be more friendly. You could be more in shape. You could be more apparent, meaning my hair's cut, beard trimmed up, my clothes match, I smell good, my teeth are clean, my breath don't stink. Right? These are all things that I have control of. The things that I have control of is the things that I need to work on. Everything else could kick rocks. My self-esteem is telling me I can work on some things, but I can also love the parts of me that I know are good. So because I don't do the things that other people do, does that make me lame? No. I play video games sometimes. I play card games other times. I lift weights. I train. I educate myself further to know things. I educate myself further to educate other people on how to uplift themselves. These are all things that I am interested in doing. These are all the things that I do in real life. Do you see what I'm getting at? That's self-esteem. Delusion is I'm the strongest man on the planet. Not, I'm very strong, freakishly strong. But I'm not the strongest man on the planet. I'm the tallest man on the planet. I'm the best looking man on the planet. First of all, that's subjective. But I won't say something like that. I'll let other people tell me. Damn, you're strong. Heard it a lot. So I'm not saying something that I haven't heard from other people. I used to hear I was ugly. Now I realize it was that I was short. The thing that makes it all the more real is look at the whole LeBron James, Bronny James situation. The reason why a lot of you feel the type of way that you feel about it is because you haven't gotten the hookup. Those of you who have gotten the hookup knows that this is how the world works, unfortunately. If you've gotten a leg up because somebody gave you an in, somebody cracked the door open for you, and you shouted into the room, I exist. And then all of a sudden everybody looks at the door crack and sees what's going on, and then they go, hey, who's that at the door? Show yourself, reveal yourself. You open the door, you show yourself, and they're impressed by you. And now you're in there. There's a big difference. Everybody wants to talk about nepotism like you wouldn't. Like, oh, you'll just leave your brother or your sister, your mom, your dad, your cousins, your aunts, your uncle out in the cold when you have the means to give them a leg up. Again, deservingly so, obviously. And when I say deservingly so, obviously we're not talking about knuckleheads, thugs, gangsters. And that goes across the racial spectrum. We ain't talking about black people specifically. I am black and I have black family, but I also have white family. So as a result of that, we ain't talking about one particular group of people, because I guarantee you got white knuckleheads, you got black knuckleheads, you got Asian knuckleheads, you got Hispanic knuckleheads, you got Arab knuckleheads. Okay? But in all honesty, when people start acting abrasive towards something, more times than not, that abrasion is because they have not experienced or they have not received what they're abrased against. So therefore, people buck up against it. Ugh. Yo, that's lame, yo. I would be mad as hell if my pops turn around and hook me up with an NBA contract. What if he busts? What if he does? So, he gave it a good college try. He sucks. He goes into the ether. He finds something else to do within daddy's entourage. Because I promise you, he ain't going to be broke. He could start trying to help LeBron design other LeBron sneakers. Because guess what? The LeBron sneaker does not end when LeBron retires. So as a result, just like Jordan, you'll have the LeBron package. So now somebody will be a featured LeBron athlete. So now it's a Jordan LeBron athlete. Who's the Jordan athlete? Who's the LeBron athlete? And what's so dope about the whole LeBron James Jr. aspect of it, I'm off on a tangent, but I'm gonna get back on. It's on the same subject, but I promise you I'll get back. Is he already has a signature shoe because his name is LeBron James. So when they put the LBJ, if they want to be cute and put a little J underneath the J just to let you know it's Bronny sneaker, cool. He's wearing the number 9. Cool. His will have 9s. His pops will have the 23 or the 6 or whatever version you want, or it's just the logo. But everybody knows who it is. So his branding, he doesn't even have to be signed by Nike. If you understand what I'm saying, because technically he could get signed by LeBron James through Nike. And then, as a result, be sponsored, right? But like I said, if his basketball career is a bust, there's other avenues, there's other paths that is open to LeBron James Jr. That is not going to be open to everybody else off rip. And you know what? Get over it. There's things that I could have in my possession if I so chose. But I don't need that. I do find myself wanting to rest on my own laurels. But if I had family that was going to hook me up or help me do things a certain way, which I kind of do actually, now that I think about it, I get access to information and knowledge that most people don't get access to for free. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Mars. And when I say for free, I'm not saying like there's no price that I pay. But what I'm saying is that it is information that I would have never had if I did not know him. All right? The thing is, that self-esteem is because the reason why that ties into self-esteem is because the people that are bucking up against it, they're angry, they're mad, is because you haven't experienced it. Your dad doesn't have something to hook you up with. Your dad did not have anything to give you, or they chose not to give it to you, and you're mad because now you want everybody else to suffer the way you suffered. Now, we're not suggesting that you be a dumbass either, that you just randomly do random stupid things unappreciative of the gift that is being given to you because your family is in a position to put you there. Don't be a dumbass, but at the same time, don't sit here and begrudge somebody that has the leg up because somebody did the work. Ironically, if LeBron James Jr. wants to keep that train going, he's going to have to do some semblance of work, whether it's from the NBA standpoint or from a business standpoint or from a professional standpoint. He's going to have to do the work if he wants to remain relevant or have to have some sort of respect and standing in the community that he resides in. Because, newsflash, LeBron James is a billionaire. So that means his kids run in circles with people that that he needs to have their respect. He needs to earn it. Even whether it's athletics or in business or professionalism, they're going to have to earn it. But I digress. But let me move on to the fitness aspect of this, part of the self-esteem aspect. So we have a shout out to the No Fugazi podcast. Cooley is the man on the right with the braids. And he himself is going to point out something in regards to, he's asking this gentleman with the Raiders hat, I don't know his name, but he wants to, he's asking this dude to choose the top 3 women in the room. Because this is a male-oriented podcast, and they're trying to prove a point of what is his preference. However, let's get down to it.
They can't even, they said anybody, right?
Bro, top 3.
Yannick, Grace, and Nicole.
On camera.
Oh, between...
I'm going to give you my number 1 tip to get over a breakup, and that is going to be...
Please shut up. Bye.
I choose Denise, because I think Denise is pretty too.
Okay, so Donna, okay, and...
I like short guys.
So he chose this woman here another woman that was on the other screen, and this woman in the black. And now he's saying that you don't like, he's telling this woman here, you don't like short guys. Because you could clearly see she's tall. She's not short at all. She's fairly tall. Maybe 5'10", maybe 5'11", maybe even 6 feet. I don't even know. But I do know she's clearly taller than everybody else.
You clearly don't like darker skinned girls. Sorry. You picked the pale one over there.
So, in all fairness, darker skin, she's almost as light as them. That's kind of that's a little bit of a reach.
You went that one, and she's just as pale as those two.
Or more
You
paler.
didn't want to pick us.
Oh, no.
They go fast.
You singled.
So clearly these two women are some sort of Hispanic.
He said top 3. Oh, hey,
We too old for him.
Listen,
y'all
this
too
is
old for me.
No,
Y'all too old.
we
You're
were
mad
the
old for
same
me.
age.
ladies, this is his preference.
Oh, I don't care about his preference. I just
She
thought it was
literally.
So this woman here is about 34. The other gentleman is clearly in his in his mid to late 20s. All right.
I'd say like, oh, I'm sorry, you're 5'8", so you
He's
friends
just mad.
only. And not even
trying to height shame
yeah,
that.
she height shamed me, and I didn't care. But I make a
He's
preference.
just
and
mad. No, I don't care. It doesn't really
now
matter. to me.
I'm mad.
You like that white chocolate?
No, that's why. I
keep
just
missing
thought
it.
it was funny.
This is good. Keep this
I
dialogue
just thought
going.
it
You
was
can
funny
share your
that
perspective.
those are the ones that
She
you
literally
picked
just
out.
said, she was like, yo, oh,
You were like,
you're shorter than me, so just friends. Yeah.
So here we go with you're shorter than me, just friends, right? Now, for those of y'all, I mean, I can respect a woman that's tall saying that. But most of the time, when I used to get these comments about being short, the woman herself was shorter than me, which is laughable. It's hilarious. All right? But you don't know what package your special person is going to be found in. Your special person, now, what I do want you to understand is fitness is important because you are a financial liability when you are not fit. Fitness does not mean you have to be a size 0. I want to make sure you guys understand that. But being fat is not cool either. Now, I know some of y'all are going to say, but Julian, your wife is obese. What are you talking about? My wife will tell you herself. I can speak for my wife on this one. That her health has declined as a result of her obesity. And she will tell you it is not cool to be this way. Now she is doing the work. She's doing the legwork to get herself right. Again, right is not legitimately right is not skinny. And I'm telling you now, I don't want a skinny woman. Never have, never will. Skinny? No. Fit? Yes. I want my wife to be fit for her, not fit as in she looks like every other woman. I want her to look her fitness. Whatever that is, I kind of know what it is because I'm a professional. I know what that is for her. But from a standpoint of she needs to look like these women, no. She needs to look like the best version of herself. What that is. Okay? But but again, my wife came in the package she came in. She's my wife because I valued what she brought. And because I value what she brought, she is now my wife. And we've been together for 23 years. Almost 24. And counting. The purpose of the reason why I'm bringing this up is because she's telling this man he's too short. You don't know if that man is the man for you. Maybe not now because clearly he doesn't prefer you. But before you opened your mouth and disqualified him for something so trivial, now you're mad that he disqualified you on something as trivial as well. But here we go.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like,
It doesn't matter to me. All I'm trying to say is that I just thought it was funny that you picked them two.
you didn't think it was funny.
And then
You didn't think it was
looked
really
at us
funny.
two and then said, "Can I include the one over there?"
I think he really wants her because that was his main
That was
question.
just-
Are you
like
like
blondes? It's
You
the
want the
blondes.
girl off camera, bro?
It's the blondes.
That
Talk
told me
to
to
her
choose
after
top
That was
the
three.
podcast.
that was just really
That
obvious.
shit told me if you told
It's
me to
okay
choose
if you're
top
attracted to
five.
white girls. That's really
I am
okay.
attracted to white girls.
It's really
and,
fine.
and I'm attracted to Hispanic
I'm
girls.
just pointing out that.
So,
And
okay.
I'm attracted to Asian girls. Asian girls are sexy as hell. Have you seen
You ain't
Asian
never have
girls?
an Asian girl,
I
bro.
know, they don't like black guys, dude.
Yeah, they do.
Not a lot of them.
Chris
Lady
Tucker
boys.
from what's the
Not
show?
a lot of them.
Rush Hour.
Not a lot of them.
All right, let's get to the next chat. Yo, Holiday Tone, I see what you're doing, bro.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
funny, my mans. We got MP Shameless sends in $20. He says, "Cooley, your biceps have extreme potential. Work those out every day if you can."
Wait, what you say?
He said your biceps have
don't see it.
extreme.
This is all jargon.
I've been working them, man. We got Holiday Tone says in $2. He says even a unicorn's horn falls off when with age. MSV car. Tone says in $5 again. My man here supporting. He says, "Cooley, if we're gonna choose Mary, we're gonna go with the youngest one. Let's go with the youngest one for Mary, just because she's the youngest one. You can
Okay.
get more out of her, more babies.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
To smash, let's go with Gianna.
Not surprised.
Yeah, I know you probably want that smash, because since you chose that order, and then to kill, I'm gonna say
I would kill her.
Wow.
I would kill her.
I would say-
I
I would
would
say
kill
you.
her because she height shamed me.
Taryn.
She height shamed me.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all caught it.
Obviously,
She
you're really
height-shamed
upset
me.
about your height.
I'm not.
You are.
Why are you
Keep talking about
projecting?
it.
Why are you
I just wanna-
projecting?
At the beginning of the
Gotta
show,
be so
I went
pretty.
on a whole spiel about how I love being my height.
Okay.
That why
I love
why-
being, and I
so
said I
why-
love my height too. I said it plenty of times too.
Yeah, but why are you mad about me? About
I'm
me?
mad.
I didn't height shame you at all.
Yeah, you did. You said because of my
you
height.
did height.
just
You
friends.
did height
Yeah,
shame.
you did.
No, I didn't.
Gianna,
No, I
you
didn't.
got
You
It-
When you
first.
yes, you did height shame, because when you are disqualifying somebody merely because you tell them that we're friends and we'll always be friends because of your height, you have height shamed. You have basically closed the door on the possibility of romance, the possibility of love because of his height. That's what it is. Now, again, he can't do anything about that. So, what is he? He's in shape. He's fit. He decided to take better care of himself. Now watch this.
No,
I'm
I
the
didn't. No, I
victim.
didn't. You said something before that.
What did I say? What did I say?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh,
You said something before. You said something before that. So what I said was in response to what you said.
Okay, now you're making things up.
I'm not making things up. Watch the tape
I
back.
don't-
We will. I watch it all the time, but you
Just watch
were
it back
talking to
because you
Denise.
said something, and then I.
What did I say? I didn't say anything to you.
All right, let's
don't
bring it
remember what
back,
you said, but it had
guys.
something to do with friend zoning. It had
Got
something to do
you.
with friend zoning, and I said, "Yeah, you're right. You're shorter than me, so we probably would be friends."
There we
Oh,
go.
yeah, that's it right there.
There- exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's it. You admitted it.
Are you upset about it?
No, why would I be upset about it?
But no, he's not upset about it. But it seems like you're upset about him choosing the white girls.
No, I'm not upset about that at all. I
Oh,
just think it's funny.
But
You don't
why
think it's funny.
Why,
You don't
why
think it's
is
funny.
it funny though?
It's not. It's not
Why
funny.
is
You
it
don't think
funny?
it's
It's
funny.
his preference.
What's funny is only that he picked the one off screen.
I mean, I
But
didn't-
we didn't say
think you're
that you not choosing a shorter guy is funny.
Huh?
We just let that go. Like when,
me not choosing a shorter guy.
yeah, like you said that, oh, he's shorter anyway. Like he wouldn't qualify for you. So
Yes,
we didn't
this-
think that was funny. We thought that was like
He
regular.
laughed.
Yeah, I wasn't offended by
but
it.
not actually, like he didn't even bring it up until you brought up him choosing the white girls. You see
Yes,
how
he
like
did. He already did before.
No, I did
no,
not.
he only brung it up after you made fun of him about choosing the white girls.
Yeah, but I don't understand it. I don't even understand why there is a comparison.
Well, it is a comparison because they're both preferences. So it seems like he shamed.
I understand how they're both preferences.
Let me finish real quick. It seems like he shamed for having his preferences.
Okay.
And his preferences is white. Well, let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish.
Not a shame.
His preferences, he like white chicks.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Your
That's
preferences,
fine.
you don't want short guys, right? And he didn't shame you for your preferences. But you shamed him for his preferences.
I don't think that's shaming. I think that's just pointing out a fact.
Okay, and it is a fact that he liked them white chicks.
Yes, that's a fact. That's a fact. That's not. That's not. So I don't think it's. I don't. I
So again, why are you pointing out what he likes? You pointed out what you like, so when he's pointing out what he likes, now you're finding it funny. You're finding it offensive. This is where your lack of self-esteem comes in, and you can tell where I'm going with this because it all comes out.
Tried to shame him. You said like, oh well, why not us and the white girls? Like, what's that about?
I was not. No, I didn't.
Yeah,
oh my God.
actually
It's so guys. You guys just ganging up on me.
The chat said it too. The chat said you in your feelings.
It's okay. Fine. I don't want a man who's only going to judge me based on my size.
That's the way.
Based on your size. So again, so here's the deal, right? Let's go back a little bit.
Again, it's just pointing out a fact.
So I want you to notice. She's on the larger side. Can she shrink a little bit? Just a little bit? Yes. Does she have a few pounds to lose? A little bit. And I'm not being facetious. I don't know how much she weighs, but I would probably say her body fat percentage is on the upward end of 35, on the higher end of 35%. 35 to 40%. So she can lose another 5% of her body mass. Whatever that is, 5%. So let's say she weighs 200 pounds. So that's 20 pounds. Not even 20. 10 pounds. All right? But anyway. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Lord Jesus, here we go. Oh, we're having technical difficulties, and I do not know why. Where's the love? Okay, I'm gonna freeze frame that. Okay, so she was about to burst into tears talking about being not chosen for her size. And the fair thing is, look, you don't get to tell people what you prefer and then cry about what other people prefer, right? So I was telling one of my clients the other day that you don't get to be, not to me, she wasn't being disrespectful to me. I don't want to make it sound like I was admonishing her. She was telling me a story about somebody that works under her being disrespectful to her, and they're terrible at their job. And I told her, you don't get to be disrespectful and terrible at your job. You get one. You're either respectful and terrible at your job, or you are very good at your job and you can be disrespectful to a certain extent. But you don't get both. You don't get to be bad at your job and disrespectful. You can be good at your job and respectful, but you can't be bad at your job and disrespectful at the same time, because that's going to land you in the doghouse. All right. But in this particular case, you don't get to talk about your preferences and then cry about the preferences of others. And then the worst part about it is that she's the one who brought up her weight. She's the one who brought up her size. They didn't mention anything about her size the entire playlist. Did you hear it? Because I sure didn't. And as a result, she brings it up and starts to wipe her eyes about tearing up about the preferences. When the only preferences that they brought up was he likes white girls. He didn't denigrate her as a black woman, because I would have a huge problem with that. All he said is he likes white girls. And he did bring up her age. She is known on the panel to be 34. She is the oldest woman on the panel. The woman to her right, to her left, is also up there in age, but she's not as older. She's the oldest on the panel. So, what is that about? Her self-esteem. Her fitness is not where she knows it needs to be. So therefore, she feels some type of way about not being chosen. And the thing is that as a guy, I can tell you, when I wasn't chosen, when people didn't choose me and I knew why they didn't choose me, all I had to do was focus on what I could fix. Can't fix my height. I'm just short. You don't like short people? I'm good. But I am fit. I'm decent looking. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm the most handsome man on the planet, but I am decent looking. I can dress to impress. I can present myself well. Right? That's easy. So therefore, this is in lies the situation. When you know you're not right, you can't cry about the results of you not being right. If you're not getting girls, fellas, and you broke, we ain't talking about you got a regular job or you make regular money, you make normal money. We're talking about you broke. You ain't got a nickel to rub together. You ain't got pennies to rub together. You know you ain't getting quality women if you're broke. So what do you got to do? You got to work. You got to put yourself out there. Ladies, men don't care about your money. So therefore, since that's the case, you know you're not in shape. You know if you're not in shape. If you want particular guys to pay attention to you, especially the ones that want women who are in shape, you got to do something about it. Period. Understand, but you can't cry about other people's preferences. You can only just do what you can do about you. You know you ain't right because you're the one who brought up your size. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Do me a favor, put a 0 in the chat if you heard something that I didn't hear. Because she's the one who brought up her size first. She's the one who brought up her size first. They brought up the fact that she brought up the fact that he's short and she wouldn't prefer him. But they never brought up her size. She did. And I want people to understand that as I land this plane, that you guys have to understand something. If you truly love yourself, what you will do is look at yourself objectively. You would try to stand back from a view and look at yourself objectively and tell yourself the truth about what is going on with you. When I wasn't feeling so good about myself because I was unemployed and married, I was looking at myself going, you need a job, dude. Period. You need a job. Whether you like it or not, you need a job. And you're not going to feel like the man that you want to be until you do. Until you are gainfully employed, you're not going to feel good about yourself. And it is high time, men and women, because even though this is about a particular woman, fellas, you out there in the world that feels some type of way about yourself, doesn't like certain things about yourself, you feel submissive in certain ways because you feel like you can't be assertive for whatever reason, let me tell you, it's because you don't like what you see in the mirror either. Do something about it. Go get a job. After you get the job, do what you got to do to make yourself feel better about yourself. Start with the simple stuff. Let's say, for instance, you're obese, fellas. You're obese. Start with the appearance. Cut your hair. Cut your hair in a way where it looks nice. First thing is get a job if you don't have a job. Get a job, cut your hair in a way where it is attractive to other people. Then from there, work on your skin. That's the second cheapest thing you can work on. Work on your skin as best as you can. Some people, it can't be helped as much. Work on your odor. Don't smell like you've been outdoor. Don't smell like outdoor. Then, after you work on your scent, meaning you shower, which is another cheap way of attracting people to you, get some cologne, even if it's on the cheaper end, so what? Spray it on, you smell good. Somebody might be more attracted to you for the fact that, at least you smell good and your hair looks nice. And then you worked on your skin. And then last but not least, you get in shape. Get in shape. Take care of your body and get in shape. Doesn't mean get skinny. Just get in shape. And when you do, you'll be able to see now how many more people are attracted to you. May not even be all of the people, fellas, I'm talking to you, may not be all of the people that you might want in your life, but you will notice that there's more people to choose from as a result. Does that make sense? So, until we figure out, until we get our fitness in order, until we get our mindset in order, everything that we touch will be mired in misery. Until we love ourselves enough to take better care of ourselves, it's all just going to be negativity and bluster and haterade. Okay? So do me a favor, click the like button, and do me a favor also and subscribe to the channel so that way you can get every bit of information I put out. Have a nice day. Be the best you. Class is Stoutt.